This message did not come your way by chance, chosen one. It's wonderful timing. If you're viewing this, you've already felt the pressure, resistance, and heaviness in your spirit. It is not random. You're in the midst of a test, a storm, or a stretch. Not because you are failing, but because you are on the verge of a life-changing event. This is the season just before the breakthrough. The opponent does not assault non-threatening objects, and heaven does not remain mute while a chosen one walks into destiny. You are being tried not to destroy you, but to demonstrate the strength you did not realize you possessed. Let's break it down into 7 honest, authentic, and relatable chapters. Before we go into this message, please like, share, and subscribe. Because what you are about to hear is more than simply content. This is confirmation. This is spiritual food provided at the perfect time for individuals who are under pressure, in agony, or preparing. If your soul feels the weight of the season, put 77 in the comment section right now. That is not a random number. It's a sacred code, a message to the highest power that you're aligned, alert, and prepared for the breakthrough that's been reserved only for you. Not everyone will weather the storm. Only the really chosen will make it to the end. Those that do will gain clarity, unwavering strength, and a new degree of knowledge about what is going on behind the scenes in their life. This is not a message to be heard once and then forgotten. It's a spiritual blueprint full of truth, wisdom, and power. Return to it as often as your spirit prompts you to, because each time you listen, you'll discover a deeper key intended just for you. Let we begin. Chapter 1. The strain rises just before the promise. You have been doing the correct things. You've been walking in obedience, keeping your head down, expressing love when it wasn't reciprocated, praying when it felt like no one was listening, and clinging on to hope while everything around you shouted despair. You made a sacrifice. You gave up. You remained faithful even when it seemed like your faith was being crushed. But instead of witnessing the reward, breakthrough, or blessing you've been praying for, life appears to be growing worse. Allow me to speak truth to your soul. This is not a setback. This is a setup. This isn't a curse. This is a confirmation. You're not being punished. You're being positioned because pressure always rises just before the promise is realized. The anguish in your chest, the heaviness in your spirit, and that unbearable tiredness that no amount of sleep can alleviate. It's more than just emotional or physical. It's spiritual. You are in labor and giving birth to something wonderful. And labor is always at its most intensity just before birth. Pressure is heaven's hallmark. It is God's way of identifying the chosen for something bigger. Think about it. Before a seed to germinate, it must first be buried. Before developing into a butterfly, a caterpillar must be crushed in its cocoon. To become a diamond, coal must undergo tremendous pressure. So, why would your transition be any different? The opponent sees what is coming. He can detect a shift in the atmosphere before you can. He knows you're on the verge of something huge, and he's afraid. That is why the attacks are stronger. That explains why the people around you are acting strangely. That's why your thoughts are filled with anxiety and uncertainty. It is spiritual warfare. However, it also serves as spiritual evidence that you are present. Right before the promise, the opponent unleashes his final attack. He wants you to fold under pressure. He wants you to move away right before the door opens. But you were not designed to fold. You were designed to rise. You were born to weather the storm. You were designed for the call. You aren't like the others. You have been chosen not only to receive, but also to bear the weight of the promise. And that necessitates a different type of strength. That necessitates extensive, undetected planning. This is why your struggles have lasted so long. This is why your tests have been so difficult. This is why your life hasn't followed the typical timeline. Because you are not delayed. You are being developed. Chosen one, don't let the pressure cause you to forget the prophecy over your life. Don't let the darkness cause you to deny the light within. The resistance you're encountering is not random. It is specific. It is suited to your destiny. The pressure you're experiencing is not intended to harm you. It is there to awaken something inside you that comfort never could. God does not squander pain. Heaven doesn't put pressure on those who have no purpose. The fact that you're being pressured from all sides is the most obvious indication that what you're carrying is important. Diamonds are exceptionally uncommon. Oil only flows once the olive has been crushed. Glory can only come after hard work. The selected ones are only exposed via opposition. Although you may feel alone, you are not abandoned. The silence is not the same as absence. It's a strategy. Heaven is watching. Angels are moving, and your promise is being readied as you are purified. You're not moving backwards. You're being propelled forward, but not in a way that indicates progress. The wilderness is part of the process. The fire is an integral aspect of your forging, and this season of pressure marks the beginning of your promise. So breathe, wipe your eyes, square your shoulders, and continue walking. You are closer than you have ever been. Chapter 2. The temptation to settle will be great. There comes a point in every chosen one's path when the heat is the hottest, the quiet is the loudest, and the wait seems everlasting. You are fatigued. You have prayed, fasted, cried, and trusted, yet nothing appears to be changing. Doors remain closed. Opportunities disappear before your eyes. People do not understand what you are going through, and frankly, neither do you. This is when the enemy whispers the most loudly. He knows you are vulnerable. He understands you're fatigued. So, rather than attacking you directly, he takes a more subtle approach. He provides you something that appears to be a blessing, but is not. A job that pays well yet undermines your purpose. A partnership that occupies your time while draining your soul. A road that promises ease but diverts you from the process God designed for your growth. These aren't random opportunities. These are counterfeits. Counterfeits are always more prevalent than genuine products. They appear when you're most eager for change, hungry for connection, and willing to compromise. The enemy does not lure you with anything you do not desire. He tempts you with a version of what you desire, but without the waiting, the work, or the weight of responsibility. And in your tiredness, it's simple to justify accepting less, just to experience something again. But listen to me. Settling is expensive. You will not pay for it with money. You will pay with your tranquility. You'll pay with your time. It will cost you years of delays, distractions, and detours. You will feel it in your spirit. That steady, quiet agony that comes with knowing you're not living up to your full potential. Don't sacrifice the promise for fleeting relief. Do not abandon the palace because the pit became uncomfortable. The sharpest temptation to settle occurs just before the genuine thing arrives. It's a test of both patience and eyesight. Can you see the promise even when everything around you appears to be going wrong? Can you still trust that God's timing is perfect when your heart is broken? Can you resist what is excellent in order to receive what comes from God? When you have a strong desire for treasure, the world will offer you phony gold. But, selected one, you were not meant for scrap metal. You were created for royalty. Even if your physical is feeble, your spirit can tell the difference. That inner tug, the silent uneasiness, the whisper that says this isn't it. Do not disregard it. That is your discernment. Your divine radar is warning you. This isn't the one. This isn't the job. This is not the time. Sometimes the greatest act of strength does not involve battling. It's waiting. Waiting till it aches. Waiting while it is lonely. Waiting when the enemy claims you'll never be better than this. But here is the truth. If the devil is pushing so hard to get you to settle, it's because God's plans for you are far higher. Your genuine blessing is just around the corner, and the strain you feel isn't a punishment. This is the final push before the release. Stay locked in. Don't make a compromise for comfort. Don't succumb to the loneliness. Don't let your fatigued soul talk you out of your spiritual mission. You didn't come all this way simply to get here. You did not endure the wilderness to live in a desert tent. You were designed for the promised land, not a quick halt to relieve your agony. Chapter 3. Old triggers resurface to test your progress. Something weird occurs immediately prior to the breakthrough. The past starts to knock. Old temptations creep back in. Familiar emotions rise. People you've outgrown reappeared, as if nothing had changed. You find yourself in situations that have previously broken you, puzzled you, or caused you to question yourself. This is no coincidence. It's not only that life is chaotic or unpredictable, it's a spiritual strategy. It's a wonderful final examination. Before you ascend, life, or more accurately, the cosmos and God, want to know if you are truly ready. Have you genuinely grown, or are you just saying you have? Can you be trusted with more, or will you relapse to previous patterns? Growth is always evaluated before it is rewarded. That's why, just when you believe you've progressed, healed, and matured, the old trigger returns. Perhaps your ex used to manipulate you. Perhaps it's insecurity suggesting that you're not enough. Perhaps it's that long-buried emotional reaction, such as rage, fear, or anxiety. Suddenly, you are confronted with what once governed you. But here's the key. This is your moment of power. Not everything that returns is intended to remain. Some things come back to show that you have changed, that the cycle concludes with you, that the healed version of you has become the default. Chosen one, your response is more important than your words. Do you still react in the same way? Do you still pursue what God has taught you to leave behind? Do you continue to strive to appease people who have never had your best interests at heart? Or did you learn? This test is not about perfection. It is all about awareness. It's about recognizing the pattern, taking a breath, and making a different choice. It is about transitioning from reaction to reflection, emotional to intentional, and wounded to wise. The healed version of you does not seek closure, respond to every insult, or allow triggers to dictate your truth. The healed you has boundaries, self-respect, discernment, and, most importantly, peace. The conflict does not necessarily take place outside. Often, it's with your former self. That old self wants you to be stuck, repeating poisonous patterns. But your destiny requires discipline. Your future requires emotional maturity. Your next level will not open until you have completed the previous one. This is the divine checkpoint. Don't just talk about being healed. Walk like it. Don't simply state you've changed. Respond accordingly. Allow silence to be your power. Let your calmness confirm it. Let your restraint be your revolution. The cosmos does not give you what you want. It offers you what you are prepared for. The only way to demonstrate preparation is to take the test and pass it. Not with noise, but with intelligence. Not with rage, but with unity. So, when old triggers knock, don't respond like the old self. Answer as if you're about to embark on a new season. Chosen one, you've traveled too far to turn back, and what is ahead is too large for you. Chapter 4. Delayed, not refused. You've been praying, waiting, believing, and emptying your heart out in the quiet times. You've whispered your hopes into the night, remaining steady even when the stillness seemed deafening. But it still feels like nothing is moving, as if your breakthrough is just out of grasp and your prayers are bouncing off the ceiling. It's frustrating. It's confusing. Sometimes it feels as if God has forgotten you. But listen closely, chosen one. Delays are not denials. This wait period is not a punishment. It does not imply that you are forgotten, abandoned, or unworthy. It's divine alignment, a sacred area in which the unseen works for you. Behind the scenes, things are moving. People are being positioned to your advantage. Situations are being changed, molded, and prepared to properly match the scope of your purpose and destiny. Sometimes blessings arrive late because timing is crucial. If your promise came too quickly, it would crush you. If it arrived before the character was developed, you'd sabotage it with dread, skepticism, or impatience. The most potent talents demand the most solid basis. Imagine a master artisan working on a masterpiece. You would not desire a hasty work. You want meticulous attention to detail, care in each stroke, and the patience to polish every inch. The delay is God's way of protecting you from what you are not prepared to carry. A large blessing given too soon can destroy a fragile spirit. That is exactly what God is doing in your life right now. The waiting feels weighty, as if an anchor is pinning you down. But it's truly a magnificent pause, prepping you for takeoff. This isn't the time to haste. It's your time to develop, learn, and prepare, to strengthen your resolve, sharpen your vision, and deepen your faith. Every moment spent waiting is an investment in your future success. Your blessing is maturing like a great wine. It gets better as you wait. It is not only going to be good when it arrives, it will be faultless, flawless, and precisely what you require at the right time. Nor a moment too soon, nor too late. God's timing is perfect because He sees the entire picture, past, present, and future, all at once. And He is orchestrating everything for your benefit, even when it does not appear to be so. Your patience now serves as the foundation for your harvest. So don't lose heart. Don't let the waiting season sap your joy or faith. Stand firm in the truth that delayed does not imply denied. Whatever is meant for you will find you. What is yours will come to you in due time, as only God can orchestrate. Hold on to hope. Continue praying. Keep believing. Keep preparing. Because your breakthrough is not just about to happen. It's being meticulously made, precisely timed, and wonderfully created. And when it arrives, you will be overjoyed because it will be everything you had hoped for and more. Chapter 5. Increased opposition prior to breakthrough. Have you ever noticed how, just as you're about to make a breakthrough, everything seems to go wrong at once? Unexpected bills build up like a relentless rain, threatening to crush you. People around you start acting in perplexing, harmful ways. Some people you believed you could trust become cold or aloof. Doubt. That nasty old visitor returns silently to your thoughts, whispering lies about your value, strength, and future. It may feel like the entire universe is conspiring against you, as if the very fabric of your life is disintegrating. But hear this truth clearly. This isn't pandemonium. This is a confirmation. The enemy does not waste energy assaulting people who remain still or go nowhere. If you weren't moving, going toward your destiny, the enemy would have no incentive to bother you. But you are marked. You are on the radar. You've entered a spiritual war zone because you're close. We are so near to something enormous, life-changing, and transformational. That's why the attacks intensify. The spiritual struggle becomes more intense. The strain builds in all aspects of your life, including your mind, emotions, body, and even your spirituality. This is not an accident. It is a divine signal, a sacred alarm. Breakthrough frightens darkness. Your ascension endangers the enemy's stronghold. Your success will shatter the foundations of every falsehood that has kept you back. When you're about to break new ground, reclaim your peace, purpose, and power, resistance becomes furious. Nature puts your devotion, trust, and inner strength to the test. As you move closer to victory, the battle becomes louder and more intense. The opposition understands your potential and fights harder to prevent it. Every setback, every moment of bewilderment or despair, and every battle you confront is a test of your patience and faith. It's a supernatural message that reminds you that you're not alone. Angels have been assigned to your side. Divine plans are happening in the invisible realm. Your agony and struggles are never in vain. They are the fuel and forge that will propel you toward the destiny that was predetermined for you before time started. But here's the undeniable fact. The more the obstacle, the larger the breakthrough. This season is your testing ground. The time you hold the line is more important than any previous moment. It's the moment when you decide who you truly are. Quitter or conqueror, victim or victor. This moment will shape your story. So, stand firm. Plant your feet and hold your ground. Refuse to be rattled by the noise, distractions, and swirling doubts. Remember that this pressure is not punishment, but rather preparedness. The battle is tough because the prize is invaluable, huge, and worth every ounce of effort. Every warrior throughout history experienced a final battle before achieving victory. Every champion was pushed beyond their boundaries. The titans of faith, the heroes of history, all faced a storm before finding tranquility. Your tale is no different. You are not waging this struggle alone. Every hero's journey involves a combat zone right before the victory. Keep your focus on the potential, not the issues. Keep your faith stronger than your fear, and your optimism louder than your anxiety. Because beyond the storm lies your breakthrough, release, and victory. And it is worth every battle, sleepless night, and tear. Hold tight, chosen one. The darkest hour always occurs shortly before dawn. Your breakthrough is on the horizon, and it is unstoppable. So when the pressure builds, the attacks begin, and the night feels interminable. Remember that the enemy strikes the selected because he fears the strength that is emerging within you. Rise anyway. Fight nevertheless. Believe regardless. Chapter 6. Your faith is being purified. Faith is not built in the sunshine. It was forged in storms. When everything is going well, anyone can be optimistic. But what happens if the lights go out? When does the door close? When your prayers appear to resonate in silence. That's when your faith is put to the test, and not destroy it, but rather refine it. This is the fire for transformation, not punishment. This season is testing what you truly believe, not what you claim you believe or what you publish online, but what is anchored deep within your heart. Can you rely on the plan when the road ahead is murky and uncertain? Can you still believe you've been picked when nothing around you seems fair? Can you still raise your hands in adoration when the tears won't stop falling? These are the fundamental questions of genuine faith. This is when shallow faith breaks and genuine mountain-moving faith emerges. Not the faith that flickers in the breeze, but the kind that burns even brighter amid the storm. Faith that is not reliant on outcomes, but rather on an unwavering confidence in God. Faith that says, even if I haven't seen it yet, I believe. Faith that whispers, even if I don't feel strong, I know I'm being strengthened. Faith is not passive. It isn't just waiting. It is enduring. It is deciding to turn up repeatedly, even when you are exhausted. Even if it hurts. It's standing tall in the midst of a spiritual tempest, declaring, I will not be moved. That type of faith is a threat to darkness. That type of faith upends assumptions and opens up previously unthinkable possibilities. Chosen one, you will not be abandoned. You are being polished. You are being freed from fear, doubt, pride, and the desire to control everything. The fire is fierce, but it is burning away anything that cannot accompany you to the next level. You are being purified for a bigger purpose, a higher calling, or a deeper connection. What's coming takes more than wishful thinking. It demands unwavering faith. That level of trust does not come easily. It is forged in moments like these. Moments of stillness, heartbreak, and when everything tells you to give up, but your soul screams, keep going. You are becoming more than just a believer. You are becoming someone who knows and walks with peaceful assurance, because your trust is founded on truth rather than circumstances. This test is not a setback. It is a spiritual training ground. Every tear, every tribulation, every lonely night is developing your spirit, fortifying your resolve, and demonstrating your belief. You are not going to break. You're going to be stronger, wiser, and more grounded than ever. Allow the fire to refine you, not define you. Your faith is growing brick by brick, flame after flame. And when you get out of this, you'll be unshakable. You'll carry an unshakable strength, an unflappable light, and an unfalsifiable faith. Chapter 7. The test provides verification of the breakthrough, the chosen one. This is not punishment. This is preparation. You aren't being crushed. You are being crafted. You are not cursed. You've been called. This test is not a warning that you will fail. It's assurance that you're on the verge of something too enormous, heavenly, and destiny-changing to completely fathom. Heaven does not waste testing on the unchosen. And the ferocity of this conflict only signifies one thing. Your breakthrough is imminent. You didn't come all this way simply to get here. You did not go through the fire, climb out of the pit, and survive the wilderness just to shatter. Everything you've been through, the pain, betrayal, long nights, and silent battles, has all been preparation for this moment. Every scar reveals a story. Each setback formed your soul. You're built for this. The majority of people give up at this point in their trip. where the pressure is too strong, the quiet is too loud, and the promise is too far away. But you are not like most folks. You are chosen. You're different. What might crush others is actually strengthening you. The exact thing that was supposed to break you is making you stronger. Your breakthrough is not only imminent, it is already happening in the unseen. It's reverberating through the spiritual realm. It is changing the atmosphere around you. Doors are opening. Chains are cracking. Even if you don't feel it yet, know this: the transition has already started. Stay focused. Do not be distracted by the noise, the drama, or the doubts. Maintain a sense of stability. Keep your eyes fixed on the vision and your heart filled with faith. Stay faithful even if you don't understand why. Because here is the final stretch of the test, where warriors are proven and promises are kept. The test is temporary, but the reward is eternal. This is more than just getting through it. It's about becoming the person you were always meant to be: refined, durable, and ready. What's coming will not only impact your circumstances, but also your identity. You're ready to enter into rooms you were previously denied. Sit at tables you once fantasized about and speak with the authority that comes with surviving what others did not. So do not let go now. Do not shrink. Do not fold. You have already won. You simply haven't seen it emerge yet. The test provides verification of the breakthrough, and chose one. This is your time. They don't see it yet, but you can feel it. Something is shifting. You are not breaking down. You are breaking through. And when the dust settles, those who counted you out will be compelled to witness what God does through you. You are being tested because you are trusted. You'll soon be walking in what you prayed for. Still want more chapters or a design concept for the movie or thumbnail? Let me know. I got you.